we get to try these new colors out. A lot of very natural tones, a nice little washed out green, a very soft blue, and then I'm not sure if this is gonna be super bright or what. The name Glacier makes me wonder. And they're pretty good with their names on the colors and stuff. So Sienna could be really bold, we'll have to see. But I also had this one guy here, it doesn't seem to fit in the pack too much. It's Gumball. Yeah, what are we gonna do with this one? I don't know. It's the lone one. I haven't tried this little guy out yet. We'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do. All right, here we go. Howdy, howdy, y'all. This is Clara Lawrence, and I thought I would play with the remainder of the colors from Ranger. I've got Monsoon, Glacier, Moss, Sienna, and then this one last little guy. I'm not sure how he fits into the mix. Maybe we'll see if we can make him fit. I don't know. Just don't know about this guy. But we're going to start playing. And the reason why I like to play like this is I get to find out how these guys break down. And what I mean by that is sometimes you get a color that when you start fading it out, you find other components that were used within that color that come out and surprise you. Like I've had, I think eggplant is a good color to talk about. It really fades out beautifully, but sometimes you get other colors that will appear in it. So, you know, sometimes there's surprises, and sometimes you want to have that be your highlight piece. So, okay. So I'm also trying to work a little bit more mindful because of precious materials and things like that going on, and the fact I'm using alcoholic. I always want to address that right now, and that's okay. I have a allotted amount for the studio and a allotted amount to the house, and I made the decision I'm never going to raid the house supply. And the studio supply, I had that before this whole thing hit. So when it runs out, it runs out. I don't raid the house supply. However, I can raid the studio supply for my family and friends and stuff like that if that needs to happen. So I just want to throw that out there. Okay, so I'm trying different ways of working with this that might be a little bit more, or a little less wasteful. There we go. There's my words. Not coming out as strong as I wanted to, but that's okay. All right, first off, I don't know what to expect on some colors, so I'm just gonna start applying some colors down for now. And I also want to keep this wet a little bit. I was working with Cobalt yesterday, and it would make little splat stains almost. And I'm trying to avoid that somewhat today. I don't know if I can. We'll just see how it works. So right off the bat, this is a really nice color. And I can see this being a good application for a wide variety of things, whether it's things that are in, well, nature bound, but also a nice shadow kind of color too. All right. This one I have a feeling is going to be a lighter tone. And this is moss. So I'm gonna try some drips of alcohol. Maybe that would work better. That's a really nice color too. And that in combination with, okay, what is this again? Monsoon? Really, really pretty right in here. That might be another favorite combination for me. Okay, let's see. See if I can loosen up some of this around here. Oh, that's better. So I'm using those painter's triangles, and the closer they are, the more unstable your piece is. So the more you spread them out, less wobbly. All right, let's start to build up some colors here. So yesterday was a kind of a big day for me emotionally wise. I know I talked about that in one of my chats here, arting and chatting. I don't know if it's really a title, but that's what it was. Oh, hubby's got the fan on. You see the drips, how they're going, whoop. I've got my husband's an engineer and he likes to program, and we have fans in here that he can connect to the home server. And yes, we have a home server. And he's got it set up so that we can modify adjustments on the fans and stuff too, which is handy, but also not handy when he's working with it. So that blue I just added, that was Glacier, and it is a very, I guess bright blue would be kind of that notch mixed in with a little bit of aqua. So very pretty oceany watercolor blue, or very, I don't know, I don't want to say rich sky blue, but it's a pretty blue. It's very pretty. All right. A little blending here. I don't know how in the world pink's gonna work with this. All right. But sienna is a very reddish clay looking color, not quite terracotta. Very, very nice red. Kind of reminds me of redwood. Still not a strong brown in it, but it's just a very nice color. Mean to do those little tendrils. All right, let me see. Still in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, how am I going to do this pink? I don't know. All right, I'm just going to do it. If anything, we'll just consider it working with the colors. All right, this is Gumball. Not a color I would normally use with this kind of palette, but sometimes gotta put yourself out of your comfort zone. Okay, I'm gonna jump on this one real quick. So this color in combination with the Glacier made a really, really super nice red violet go into purple color right in here. Boom, right off the get-go. And I have to admit that it blends really, really well with this sienna. And we got some pretty combinations right in between. It is a nice bridge color. Unexpected and a nice surprise. See, wouldn't have never known. Now I have no idea what I'll do with the green, but we're gonna go there because we got to. Let me just go ahead and bite the bullet. Let me find a green patch. Okay, here we go. All right, insert cringe here. Let's see what happens with colors. All right, here we go. Somehow I still got purple in here, and it might be the blue and the green here. Okay, sorry about that. So we have everybody at home right now. Hubby is working from home. They're going to announce a shutdown in the Austin area tonight. So he's trying to get all his work stuff going on. So there's going to be a lot of busyness going on in the studio, and that's just something I'm going to have to deal with, and that's okay. I'm sure you guys are having to deal with a bunch of things too. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can talk a little bit louder while I'm using the dryer so I can talk more while I'm working. So right now what I'm trying to do is work on taking the colors and lightening them up going out. So I'm basically touching on the very outside edge with alcohol and doing a push-pull kind of thing, getting the alcohol to activate and then pushing it out, getting it to activate and pushing it out. And first part is pushing it out here, and then when I get the alcohol, the very last step will be pushing the color back in. So that way it's the lightest point here and the darkest in here. Hopefully that made sense. So I wasn't too worried about the little fingers in this zone, because I know the next one will take care of that. Stuff. I don't know what the stuff is. Okay, get the stuff out. So right now I kind of got this little island and then a light area and then light up here. So I like the blend going out here, not crazy about the ridge. So now I'm going to start finessing. I've got colors in here. Now I'm going to start playing with them. Getting them to behave how I want, or up to a point where I'm happy with. That's a little bit better. All right. All right. Kind of thinking I need a little bit more of the sienna. So what are you guys doing to coat? Are you guys creating? Are you working on projects that have been, you know, kind of put off for a while? I mean, it's one of those things we have the opportunity to, we've all got idle hands. Some of us have very busy hands because of, you know, we got a lot of family in place. Or, you know, loved ones were taken care of. But what are you doing with your idle time? hubby and I are debating on possibly cleaning out the garage. Especially since the boys are here, you know, we can kind of volunteer them. I'm getting all kinds of fingers. I'm a little heavy-handed today. We'll just call this piece fingers. So I'm prepping up several pieces that I can possibly do drawings on, or other additional pieces. In other words, giving myself projects that I can extend the work on and keep doing it with maybe another medium if I need to. This one little white dot that's bugging me. All right, so the sienna with the pink, the gumball, and the blue, remember how I made that purple? The fades on it are really, really pretty. I'm loving that a lot. Let's see what this green will do. Looking kind of interesting. So it's a little bit of a rainbow mesh going on right here. The only thing I'm missing is oranges and yellows pretty much, but they seem to be getting along, so I'm stoked. All right, I'll do something about that mess. So that was a mixture of several colors, and it actually made a pretty decent gray. It's like a little elephant in the trunk. Not anymore. So I'm finding this little dropper here is allowing me to add just what I need for alcohol. So it's a great way of utilizing without wasting. So I'm happy with these little dropper things. Quite a bit. Oops. That's pretty. So the green and the sienna blend really pretty together too. Gives a nice, almost a very, very walnut type of a color, but very, very light. I'm using a lot of berries. See how just barely touching that blue reactivated it? Does not take a lot. I'm actually thinking about adding some more of that color in there. What is going on with this one little spot? Got a heavy hand today. So if you notice that when you draw or you do your signature, like if you did your signature every day for the next month, you'll notice your signature has some variations to it depending on either your mood or I guess just your mood. We'll just leave it at that. So the same thing goes true with drawing and creating. Sometimes I refer to it as a heavy hand, meaning very aggressive, like, you know, really just diving in and going for it, versus a very light hand, which means I could really do well in, you know, delicate areas. So, yeah. So apparently I got a heavy hand today. Kind of like this that's going on here, but I don't have this anywhere else. And that was the pink and the blue, the bright blue. So I'm gonna add a little bit of pink over here. Finding I'm actually using a lot more pink than I expected. It's really pretty right in there. Dancing with two dots there. Let's see if I can fade this out a little bit more. It's looking a little clunky. Hubby's on the porch doing Morse code, I think, through the window. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Poor hubby. He's I had a rough time yesterday, and I think he's having a rough time today. He's already come in here a couple times, so I think he needed to talk a little bit. So we've got this dialogue that we've already established a long time ago when we went through 2 suicides, and I can only say that calmly because we have gone through it and it's been a while. But we set up the platform of dialogue that if one needed somebody and they found themselves, kind of a little bit of, edgy finger kind of feeling, and to let somebody else know, by the way, this is where I'm at. And we say, what do you need from me? And a lot of times people don't know what they need just yet, but just the fact that they're acknowledging it sometimes seems to help. And so that's what's going on. That helps us out. There we go. That's looking a little better. I was looking too much like just a stark piece of blue. I wanted everything to have some kind of interaction. Even if it's a straight on blue, there is something close by that's interacting with another color. So it has that, chance of everything connecting. Let's see, I'm gonna do a little bit over here. Alright, so now it's just a matter of finesse and getting those little bits. Like, not quite. such a heavy hand today. All right. I kind of like the dark really right next to the light, because that gives the illusion of glow, but I don't like the blue popping through there. So this is a good way to practice with alcohol ink and how it moves, by literally doing one drop and do one drop of alcohol and play with how it interacts together. And all you do is just keep on adding the alcohol drops until you're happy with how it looks. And then try another area and continue and continue. You like how a shape is, just slowly pull your dryer back, or whatever you're using to move your air around. Almost got it in that little bitty. I'm thinking. I hope I don't regret that. I slowly but surely pulled the dryer back further and further as that was going along, as I didn't want to cause a big stripe since I'm so heavy-handed today. All right. I think I'm going to do something very subtle and see if I can mix up a little bit of gold or something like that, I think. Ooh, do we have any brass? Brass. Gold. And it's a brass. Here we go. Always shake the tar out of your breast. Okay, that could sound bad. Okay, so I've got a little bit of alcohol in my cup. Just, actually, I probably need a little more. Darn. No, I probably do. Got one of these little guys here that I have one of them set up for my metallics. I'm gonna do 1 drop of brass, not a lot. Of course, it says I want to do another drop. Nope. And I've got a paintbrush that I'm gonna stir it up with. And I'm gonna do some flicking. And it'll give little tiny hints of brass with it. What I can also do is, because I've got a paintbrush, I can also do some drops intentionally, and it'll leave a little bit more metallic sheen in those areas by doing that. I'm just barely tapping my finger. The lighter you tap your finger, usually the tinier the dots. But if you've got a lot on your paintbrush, well, you can still get a big blob. All right, now my brush just doesn't have a lot of material, so the dots are definitely going to get tinier and tinier, which I like a variation of. Now put in a little bit more alcohol into that same area. I didn't add any more gold. Mainly dropping towards the center diagonal, like this line here, and then trying to fade it out. So it's a lot more bigger drops here, lighter drops on the outside. Yeah. It's actually kind of fun watching it when it's liquid because especially brass, it's like little bitty fireworks inside. Right. Make some of these dots a little bit bigger. Okay. I think we've got it. Now let me bring you in for a close-up. So who would have thought that these colors would get along so nicely? Clearly I didn't. If you guys heard the apprehension in my voice in the beginning of this, that was genuine. I'm like, well, I'm not sure. Had a thought that the red tones like the sienna and the pink might work, but the green and the light blue, I just wasn't sure if it would be too much of a, it would add too much of a girly aspect. I know that's not a good description of it, but just wasn't sure. Bring in, you can see some of the metallic shimmer in that. That's kind of fun. All right, y'all. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, but definitely hit the bell to get notified next time I put a video out. Later, y'all.